Hi, boys. Every Wednesday, we're going to be reviewing some grammar aspects to make sure we're improving your accuracy when trying to communicate in Spanish. Before spring break, we talked about the indicative mood and the subjunctive mood. When I presented the indicative mood to you, I talked about these four sentences and I asked you to take a look at the verbs. First sentence. Yo vivo en Estados Unidos y voy a la escuela en San Luis, Missouri. When I asked you to look carefully at the verbs, you immediately told me, oh, those verbs are conjugated in present tense. And that's correct. Second sentence. Estamos estudiando español ahora. When I asked you about the verb structure here, you told me it was present progressive because the action is in progress. Estamos estudiando. We are studying. And you were correct. Third sentence. Yo jugué fútbol con mis amigos ayer. Again, when looking at the verb, you immediately notice it was conjugated in preterite, so you were talking about a past event. And the last one, cuando era niño yo veía Bob Esponja, you looked at the verbs and you realized they were conjugated in imperfect tense. So you are right. All of these sentences are conjugated in different tenses, but all of the tenses are part of the indicative mood. And what does the indicative mood communicate? It communicates factual information and real events. So if we had to look at this, we have that the indicative mood is a big umbrella, and we use it to communicate factual information and real events. And under that big umbrella, we have different tenses. We have present, preterite, imperfect, future, and conditional. And you have already learned how to conjugate verbs in present, preterite, and imperfect of the indicative mood. So after that, we talked about manners at the table, you read a text, and I took these two examples from the text. First one, ellos quieren que se comporten como personas educadas. Second one, mi padre quiere que usemos muy bien todos los cubiertos. I asked you to analyze the sentences. You quickly noticed that they had two verbs. The first verb is used in present, indicative mood. The second verb was something new, and that something new is the subjunctive mood, in this case, present. So what is the subjunctive mood trying to communicate? The subjunctive mood communicates wishes and desires. We're also going to learn in future levels in Spanish that you can also communicate doubt and uncertainty. But let's focus on wishes and desires for now and on real events. That's the subjunctive, very different from the indicative mood. The subjunctive mood that communicates wishes and desires also have different tenses, present and past. We're now going to focus on present. And we need to pay attention to the structure of the subjunctive. We watch the trailer of Shrek, a specific scene in Shrek número 2. And after watching that scene, we talked about what Shrek's parents wanted Shrek to do. And I give you these two examples. The first one says, Shrek necesita usar los cubiertos. If you notice here, there is no verb in the subjunctive form. I just have two verbs in the indicative mood. Necesita usar los cubiertos. That's a fact. It's real information. How can we use and implement and start applying the subjunctive? If you notice, the sentence structure is longer. It has one subject here and a different subject here. So then two subjects. it also has two verbs. One verb in this case in present, indicative mood. Second verb in this case in the subjunctive, present tense. And most importantly, it has a relative pronoun, which connects these two. The relative pronoun que. So, los padres de Fiona quieren que Shrek use los cubiertos. This is subjunctive since it's talking about a wish that Fiona's parents have about Shrek, right? They want Shrek to use the silverware. Is he using it really? Not, but this is their wish. So it's communicating wish, a desire. Now, if you notice, the subjunctive generally uses the first verb in present tense, indicative mood, and the second one is conjugating the subjunctive mood, present in this case. We don't have to use all the time quieren. You can use other verbs like aconsejar, to give advice, decir, to tell, decidir, to decide, insistir en, insist on, to insist on, necesitar, to need. But be careful, because when you use necesitar, you need to use it conjugating it and then right here, and then using the relative pronoun que, the second subject, and then the verb in subjunctive. That's what did not happen here. Pedir, to ask for or to order, permitir, to allow, and preferir, to prefer. So now we need to practice. Now, I gave you this document, guys. Hopefully you still have it in your binder. If not, you can download it. This is a good summary and a good general overview. So here we have the present indicative mood in green. You have been working with this in Spanish 1. Easy. Now I presented to you the subjunctive and we're going to work with present. Different conjugations. I need you to learn these ones without forgetting about these ones. So that's why you're going to practice now in Conjuguemos. If you don't have this document, you can download it from today's page on Canva.